Alright. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Diamond in the Rough. Down here at the bottom left-hand side, we have one of the most creative Terran players out there who does things that nobody else does at a Grandmaster level. It is Storm Gaming's Ruff. His opponent in the top right is a Protoss player, DJ Rumba. And Ruff, of course, playing in Grandmaster League, he's actually been getting really good recently. I heard some people say he was getting up to even 5,600 MMR, which puts him in the top 50 GM players on North America. And after, I think, a period where he was struggling with some of his build orders, and he was around Masters 1 for a little bit. I think this is a massive peak that he's at recently. And I've just got a big batch of replays out of his subscriber replay folder. So if you guys do want access to any of these replays, before you see me cast them, always just go subscribe to Ruff's stream. And you can get those in his Discord if you sub to his Twitch stream. So good on him for sending these out. And I'm just happy because we've got, obviously, a new set of replays. A lot of these in the last month. And many interesting names. I've only looked through a few of them for now. And I've barely seen what the hell goes on. So I've just kind of grabbed this because I said, hey, Beckett, small map, Terran versus Protoss. I'm sure there's going to be some fireworks. And I actually feel like small maps are usually bad for Ruff because the opponent can actually just rush him down a bit too quickly. On the other hand, his mech pushers will cross the map incredibly fast. Now, the gateway there does not see that eBay block. Roomba's coming down right at 400 minerals to expand, and already at engineering bay up at 3/4 complete. That's gonna, oh, look at that, 600, 700 hit points. That's insane. That's not gonna go down anytime soon. Ruff does need to stop building it. Okay, whew. Stops with 1 second left, and he can cancel that when they get close to killing it. Second pylon goes down, as does a Zealot for Roomba, getting chrono boosted. Roomba's probe comes across the map, pulls out, but does see the command center. Now remember, Ruff likes to do a gasless expand. Did the Protoss spot that? Oh, they saw that there was no gases in the main. Are they going to try and... Oh, they're going to try and pressure. But if Ruff just builds a third Marine, he'll be fine. Third Marine does start up. I think that'll be in time. And look at that, the SCV! Did you see that Daredevil SCV? It phased right through the Zealot, took a hit on the butt, but does get out of there. And for now, this Protoss' build order has been massively screwed up. Twilight Council does go down, so it's going to be Twilight Council before Nexus. I mean, at this point, you've got to just take your third base. Yeah, Roomba's queuing to go to the third. The probe comes back in with the Zealot. Bunker's not quite ready. But wait, what? What is that pylon on the left side of our screen? Oh my god. Ruff, just kill it. Just kill it. Okay, doesn't lose any units. He's going to go back on the bunker. What is Roomba trying to do over there? And Adept's coming across as well. Nexus has not gone down just yet. That probe puts down a pylon and then runs away. Ruff's like, what? What is that? What is that for? Maybe he was thinking about building shield batteries there and getting Adept in and causing trouble, but it's going to end up going down. And the Adept does come in. There's only one Marine in the bunker right now. Got to get that depot up. The SCVs quickly hide behind and they say, you're not allowed in here. No dirty Protoss. This is a Terran-only base, mate. And 4 Marines do make quick work of an Adept. Good focus fire from Roomba, though. Takes out the low hit point Marine and does manage to shade to safety. So Roomba actually looking like a very adept player here. And there's no blink upgrading, guys, but there is a proxy pylon. Oh, you cheeky bugger. All right, guys, it's going to be proxy Dark Shrine here. Pretty good choice. You've been messed up in your early game. Why not just proxy a DT Shrine? See if you can catch the Terran being a little greedy, and it's going to try and shade these Adepts past. Uh-oh, Fresh Mule. Fresh Mule, you don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose that. It takes 3 hits to kill a Mule. Oh, he split fires, though. Not the best. The Marines can actually unload and fight that, I think, but I guess there's only 3 of them right now. The SCV goes down. It's going to go after these Marines. Oh, changing targets a little bit, and that Adept's going to have to get out of there. That SCV survives. Drilly Boy with 1 hit point, a Marine with 1 hit point as well. A lot of Ruff's units counting their lucky graces. And it's going to be a Ghost transition? Okay, so we've got... Oh, what? Hellion Tank Ghost? Oh, okay. Okay, so Ruff's going to open Ghost's Hellion's tanks. Now, yeah, he does not have an engineering bay. Remember, this is... In the production tab, this is a block. He's not intending to finish that. So his only detection is going to be scans and then maybe EMPs. But I don't know if that's going to be ready in time. He's got to start that Ghost production right now if he wants any chance of using that. Wait, double engineering bay? Oh, not. Oh, it's just a single. Okay, because he knows the other one's going to die. He's going to build 1 engineering bay so he can build missile turrets as needed. I was like, dude, if you're going double factory, double bio upgrades, that's some Bronze League shit. I was like, there is no way Ruff is doing that on purpose. I literally just pointed out one of the engineering bays is that. It's not really a real engineering bay, is it? Oh shit, the DTs are coming. Oh, the wall off! The wall off! Ruff with the killer instinct. He sees the DTs coming in as well. I think we often see him do that where he goes and builds a few depots, even sometimes when he doesn't need them, just to be ready for the DTs. But this time he didn't quite have enough hit points on it. It goes down very quickly. Okay, turret's trying to build. He does not have a scan available. There we go. Oh, the DT's going to get out though, but that should buy enough time for that turret to build. The turret on the high ground will be finishing soon as well. That DT, oh, look at Roomba wants to go back in, I think. Roomba's going to try and stop the turret. The SCVs, they all huddle around it. But that SCV, oh, you can't lose the SCV that's building it. Oh, dude, this is so much damage. This is so much damage. The turret finally finishes. But look at how many DTs are going down. There's not even that much damage, even with the detection. There, finally. But another scan has to go down. Oh, man, 12 worker kills. This is a disaster for Ruff. Now, he's got 4 Hellions there. Did he kill any probes? It looks like he's killed 6, so he must have darted in and killed some. The Storks and Adepts are out of position. I wouldn't mind him driving in and killing a round of probes. Cannon goes up in the main as well. Who builds cannons on both their expansions when they're on 2 base? Roomba here, I think might be a bit of a cheesy D-bag. I mean, you're playing Ruff, actually. Ruff goes Banshees a lot. I understand. I guess it makes sense. He also goes Ghosts as well. Did Roomba see the Ghost Academy, I wonder? I don't think so. Maybe he saw the Ghost. Those 2 Hellions are going to go down. 2 Hellions will pull back and get out of their third base on the way for Roomba. Roomba's still got 36 workers, taking a third, getting Blink +1. This is all useful tech. And remember that Ruff right now has a kind of hodgepodge handful of units. He's got a couple of Hellions, a Ghost, a few Marines in the bunker, 1 Cyclone. No tanks out yet to anchor his position. This is not an ideal spot to be in. He's building a lot more Hellions, which is interesting. And another Cyclone. So he's going to try to do some Hellion Cyclone aggression. He's getting Blue Flame as well. I feel like this works out best if you just use the Hellions to dive mineral lines, and then you swap into Siege Tank Ghost behind it and just use that very turtly, just like raise the wall, tanks on the high grounds, EMPs, and hopefully that's enough to defend the Stalker counterattack. But Blue Flame and a nuke and a Starfall and Ghosts and Cyclones. What is the plan here? Ruff is doing something absolutely bizarre. This is super duper weird, man. Batteries and cannons going down in each base. So Roomba playing maybe a little safe, and it's probably a good idea because there's a big attack coming. How many Stalkers are out of this map? Only 7? There's 4 gateways though. I think with 4 gateways, you could just overcharge a battery if needed. I mean, it's not quite ready. It'll be done in 10 seconds though, guys. 10 seconds from now. 9, 8, 7, 6. Only a few seconds until that's ready. Here we go. Hellion, Cyclone, Ghost coming on in. They do take out one observer. The other observer does go past on the map, but there's observers don't really matter here. EMP does go down on the Stalkers, knocking their shields off. Very effective. And, I mean, this is kind of cute. You're picking off some units, but he's going to launch a nuke. He's going to try and force the Protoss to engage into him. I think Protoss can just click on that Ghost. But Roomba not targeting the Ghost just yet. Okay, there we go. Roomba does blink forward, takes it out. The Cyclone's going to do a bit of damage, but most of them go down. This was overall a failed attack. I mean, you lost so many units. You didn't kill many probes there. You're still stuck on 2 bases as Ruff. And what is the follow-up? Cyclone Hellion into triple starport transition. I mean, he's... Okay, so the weird thing in these sort of games is you can bank up so much gas here that he might be able to go... Is he gonna... I mean, there's no fusion core. Surely it's not triple starport Banshee. That doesn't make sense. Ruff always so heavy on the tech, not always so heavy on the economy, of course. He loves to do a lot off 2 bases, and he even undersaturates his minerals a lot of the time. Only 8 workers on the natural. It is actually 3-port Banshee. Okay, so what has Ruff seen that makes him think this is going to work? I mean, he's seen heavy Stalker for now, but for some reason, it feels like he thinks, okay, you don't have a Stargate. If I just surprise you with a ton of Speed Banshees with Cloak, Protoss players struggle against that. You're probably adding Colossus and Zealots and Archons from here, right? That's what people do. It's a handful of Stalkers for control, and then you're going to go for all those other ground units, and that's absolutely right. Charge, second Robo. None of that shoots up. There's also not a lot of forward scouting. He's got some missile turrets, so it's hard to poke in. Remember, he's got the turret there and the turret on the natural. Oh, he doesn't want to rally the Banshees to the front. That could be bad. You don't want to show the Banshees. These have to be a surprise maneuver. This does not work as a solid game plan. I really think he should be hiding right at the very back of his base. If that observer sees this early, it's going to make this much easier. Magfield's on the way, a ton of upgrades, 3rd command center as well. Ruff really not adding too many extra SCVs, but he's transferred the excess from the main to the natural. I think it makes sense that he doesn't build the SCVs because his 3rd command center is so late. But now that his 3rd's going to be landing soon, he does need to start building up. Protoss, though, 62 workers, plus 3 attack on the way. Stalkers, double Robo Colossus production. Ruff, this is so often a situation he finds himself in against Protoss where he commits so much tech early, doesn't find damage with the attack, and then you're just like, well, you're kind of dead, aren't you? Like, yeah, you've got more supply, but it's crap supply. It's Hellions. Now the Observer sees the Banshees. They're not even going to be a surprise. I don't know how you win this fight coming up, unless his plan is to just kill all the Observers, and then the Banshees just kill everything. And that's happened to me before, which is why if this goes long enough, the Protoss does need to actually build a Stargate, because Oracle Revelation, there is no way to just kill that detection. It's the best detection, right? Or to build lots of extra Observers and have them kind of staggered around. DT there is going to do a couple of hits, does get scanned and taken out. That Observer just quickly shimmies out of that scan range. This is still a pretty trash army, guys. I would not be worried about this as a Protoss player. The Banshees do a ton of damage. So do the Cyclones. I mean, you got EMP as well. If he lands all of the pieces just right, big EMP does land on the Colossus and some Stalkers. The Banshees are there. He hasn't managed to take out the Observer, though. And Banshees, I mean, they're actually killing the Stalkers. The EMP plus the Cyclones plus the Hellion Splash. The Stalkers are all going down. It's just that I think Protoss can take this trade. I don't think Ruff can trade like this, and that's unfortunate. That's round 2 of attacks failing. Honestly, I think this might just be over. Guys, I grabbed it because I was Beckett. It's a small map. I was like, oh, this will be a good one, right? I mean, I've said Ruff's dead before, and then he's gone on to win games. So let's talk about how he could win. He's going to start double armory. He's going to start mech upgrades now. That means at like 12 minutes, he's going to be starting 1-1. Protoss is already at +3 attack. I would say the only thing going his... Actually, no. I was going to say the one thing that could be going his way is that the Protoss player isn't exploding their economy, because I'm so used to players kind of just sitting on 3 base workers. Roomba is doing exactly the right thing. Roomba's like, I have double robo. I'm making 25 gateways. 12, I'm exaggerating. I multiply by 2 when I'm exaggerating. Don't know if you guys noticed that or not, but I get a little bit excited. 12 gateways, 75 probes, 5 bases. This is a beautiful setup for the Protoss. The only thing that I would like to see is a second forge, add some plasma shield upgrades as well as the armor upgrades, and that Stargate I talked about earlier, because revelating the army, seeing where it goes, but also revealing the invisible units is very effective. For now, it's just 3 Colossus, 9 Stalkers. I mean, the other thing you could do is just make a big army and go, right? I often go like triple robo, build like 6 Immortals, and just go with a ton of Zealot Archon Immortal, because it's very hard for a mech player to keep up with that. If you're up on 80 workers, they're barely limping their way to 3 bases like Ruff here, who's just hit 60 workers. If you just attack in a big spread of units from multiple sides, maybe slide a Warp Prism in the main, which, speaking the devil, Ruff is also aware that that's a threat, so he builds turrets. A Warp Prism actually could still sneak by on the bottom. It'd take a few hits, but it wouldn't die. So if I were him, I'd consider putting 1 more turret there, and very nice turrets on the left side. Good chance that a Prism coming in, I think it'll take maybe 1 or 2 hits from that and then die to the second turret. Oh, it looks like some units died over there. I think that was just Widow Mines. Maybe got a few Stalkers or something like that, but not too much. There's no DT blink. There is Storm, armor upgrades. And I think that's Observer Speed. Yeah, Gravitic Boosters is Observer Speed is on the way as well. So, I mean, Protoss is building a giant economy, but they haven't really shown an attack yet, and they're actually a bit light on anti-air. They've got a lot of... Oh, they're building a lot of cannons and batteries. I mean, Banshees can easily kill 1 cannon. Gonna fly right in. Ruff, no! He's already lost 2 Banshees. Storms and feedbacks also doing so much here. And I mean, remember, guys, he's got 12 gateways. He can just warp in like a billion Blink Stalkers. The Observers have speed as well. Normally you can outrun slow Observers, but not speed Observers. Ruff's attacks are just not finding the mark this game. I mean, he technically could claw his way to the lake, but he's gonna lose every single one. All but 1 Banshee go down. That one will fly through the cannon and die in a moment. I mean, this is so bad for Ruff, guys. He's got 1-1 upgrades about to kick in for flyers. He's trying to swap to Battlecruiser, but the Protoss player is up 70 supply. The only downside is that they're on Stalker, Colossus, and Storm. There's not much Immortal Zealot Archon, which is good for breaking tanks. So if Ruff can get up like 14 siege tanks, he's safe. But right now he has 4 tanks, 2 ghosts, and 6 Widowmines. He's just dead. If the Protoss goes now. The thing is, mech is kind of scary. You don't really know what's in there, right? As the Protoss, you're like, yo, it's a planetary with tanks behind it. There's probably like 15 tanks up here. He doesn't know. He doesn't have the info. The turrets are denying that info. And, I mean, Ruff is so vulnerable, but if he gets +2/2 upgrades, +2 armor, +2 attack on his Battlecruisers, maybe... This is scary to attack into. Look at that. The Observers can't go in. You see Widowmine tank. You don't know how far that tank line extends. So it's a good idea to shave off the edges, but Roomba attacking all in one direction. And check this out, Ruff here being a bit of a cheeky bugger. He's going to send a 3 unupgraded Marine run-by. Oh, Barry, Bruce, and Neville going on a mission across the map. Barry, Bruce, and Neville, who apparently have archaic weapons. They're like the honor guard from the old days who is still using swords and shields because it looks cool for the royalty. These are not your modern commandos, are they? And apparently they're just going to hang out there for a little bit because why not? I guess they're to spot when the Protoss takes the bases. Little did you know, Protoss is on 6 bases. Protoss is beginning an air transition as well. Stargate's on the way. I think, honestly, just Ruff's position looking so good defensively, it made it a bit ambiguous about the numbers. Roomba didn't realize, hey, I've shut down so many attacks. I can kill you now. And Roomba's showing maybe a little bit of a lack of killer instinct, giving Ruff time to remax. Protoss still has 98 probes, is going to have the most insane bank in the world. There's so much cannon battery that even Battlecruiser run-bys aren't going to be all that effective. I would argue this is too much static defense. This is a bit of an obsession on it. I think there's like a modern breed of Protoss player who thinks if they just build enough cannons and batteries on the map, the opponent's going to run into them and die. And as I say that, I feel a moment of sadness because I've done that a few times, more than a few times, let's be honest. As both Terran and Zerg have been like, yeah, you need to attack into him. And I'm like, is attacking into 20 cannons and shield batteries while their army comes from behind and sandwiches you a good idea? And I'm like, yes. In the moment, I'm like, yes. Afterwards, I'm like, well, no, that was idiotic, but it is what it is. Now, Ruff has actually got a great work account, but he's overbuilding SCVs. He's got nowhere for them to mine from. I mean, he's just unlocked a new base. He's got to transfer over there and it'll be okay. But he definitely doesn't want to build more than this many workers. For Ruff, because he doesn't build extra orbitals, he never builds the Iron Bank, the mass orbital that allows you to drop mass mules and scan everything on the map. I call that the Iron Bank because it's never-ending riches, but it's also never-ending information that riches can buy for you. And if you get maybe 6 extra orbital command centers on top of 1, 2, and what is normally 3 orbitals, Ruff's such a turtler. He's got a planetary on his 3rd and 4th base. That normally you get 4 or 5 on top of that, and then you're like, bam, I have 8 orbital command centers. You can even start throwing SCVs away because you just got so many mules mining for you. You don't need as many SCVs. That means more army supply. It's basically how you secure endgame as a Terran. And it's why Terran is arguably the best endgame race. And I don't really know if there's that many good arguments against it. If you use Battlecruisers, Ghosts, Liberators, that sort of composition, maybe Thors, depending on what the opponent's using, maybe some tanks, it's really hard for them to deal with. Forces a recall and just teleports back. Nice conservative play from Ruff. Good on him to not get tempted into trying to, say, Yamato the Colossus and then teleport. He probably would have lost some units if he tried that. That base is toast, though. That's an easy snipe. Wait, actually, Roomba, Roomba's already building Tempest. Roomba's army is not that strong, guys. It's all just Colossus Stalker. None of this really kills stuff that well. And oh, the High Templar. The High Templar. Okay, the High Templar takes some damage. The Widowmines scare him off. Yeah, Roomba has not really got a killing army yet. There's still so many Stalkers in here because Roomba's worried about the air. The worker count is over the top. 96 probes is too many. At this point, you want to start sacrificing some of those unless you're taking these forward bases with the cannon battery, right? I think if Roomba really aggressively expanded to that base and this base, the mass cannon battery and just sitting there is probably okay. But Terran has some of the best endgame. And look, even Ruff, he's building the Iron Bank. 3 more command centers. They should all be orbitals. You don't want to just be making planetaries. Orbitals are what's going to win this game for you. He's got 3/3 upgrades almost done. Protoss is adding plasma shields, ground armor, and double air upgrades, and building Tempests. Tempests are the counter to Battlecruisers, but they're a very fragile, and you need finesse as a to make them actually counter, because basically, a Tempest only has 300 hit points, and of course the Yamato gun, the Yamato cannon, does 240 damage, leaving each one with 60 hit points. So you can double Yamato Tempest, it overkills a bit, but at least it kills them from far. Or you can just, each Battlecruiser, bam, Yamato on a Tempest, and then those Tempests are just not looking too good, man. They do not look great in that scenario. So if the Battlecruisers can close the distance is the problem, of course. Battlecruisers only move 2.62 speed, Tempests move 3.15, so they're a full 0.5 move speed faster, and only 6 range for the anti-air of the Battlecruiser. The Tempests have 15, so they can shoot 3 times as far, almost, as the Battlecruisers. Now, right now, he's Gonna get some damage done is Ruff. Losing some probes, like I said, really not the end of the world, but the cannons do so little, the cannon battery. A nuke there, he was hoping to catch the army. I didn't even see that nuke go off. Stalkers blink forward and they get obliterated. Sorry guys, we gotta do an instant rewind. Holy crap guys, he's gonna try and pounce on this base to get rid of the tanks. Little does he know, 2 tanks. Planetary does splash and the Widow Mines do splash, and there's 2 already ready and 2 more come off cooldown. Those Stalkers just get wiped. They don't even kill that one tank. And once again, Colossus don't kill buildings. Tempest don't clear buildings. I think DJ Rumba has missed an opportunity to like roll in and stop him getting here. But Ruff, he set up that scary looking defensive position. He kind of scared his opponent off. Widow Mine trap in the middle. Catches some of the units. He's going to storm at least some of those down. Gets them down very low. These Battlecruisers all have teleport available. So they kill a base and they just teleport out right as the Tempests get there. Remember, Tempests... That's 14 range, sorry. So not 6 versus 14. It's like almost 2.5 times the range of a battlecruiser, and they move faster. So Tempest can just shoot, pull back, shoot, pull back. They can move and shoot, and essentially kite the battlecruisers forever. They've got to be worried though, because if they ever get cornered, and on a small map, there's not that much space to work with. So if they get stuck against the edge of the map, or if the battlecruisers teleport behind them and ambush them, in a hand-to-hand fight, in a close quarters fight, where Yamatos are going off, where battlecruisers are able to actually hit their laser beams, their constant shots, Tempests get absolutely fucked up. And this is why, oh, running through, oh my god, a whole bunch of Tempests go down. This is why you also want to use Oracles. A Colossus is going down to Widow Mines. Oh my god, a Colossus falls. The rest of the army's so weak. Oh my god, and Roomba's not maxed right now, and I don't know if Roomba realizes it, but Roomba is very far from max. Only 12 Tempests. You want to have more Tempests than they have Battlecruisers. I don't actually know how much supply a Tempest is, guys. I wish I did. He's going to add carriers, which are not very good versus Battlecruisers. Having some in there is good because they're generic units. Ah, man. So personally for me, people always say, Pig, what's the counter to mech? How do you counter it? And I'm like, I know technically pros will talk about carriers, they'll talk about Tempest, they'll talk about Skytoss. I always say, just do what Roomba did in the early stages of this, and then just make tons of Zealot Immortal Archon and just flood your opponent and keep sending prisms in. I never want to find myself in the situation Roomba's in. Right now, I actually think Ruff's situation might be better. Why? Because guys, he's got 5 orbitals now. It's not a full Iron Bank, but it's getting there. He's got his bases secured, and he's got, most importantly, 14 3-3 battlecruisers. If he can land Yamatos here, that'll be huge. He gives up the base. That's an odd choice there for Ruff. I really thought if he just flies in, he could do really well. The Immortals actually go in on their own. He targets the command center, kills it, no cancel. Oh, look at that chat of an Immortal. Oh my god, Roomba. Oh my god, that Immortal doing so well. And the SCVs do barely any damage. They only do 1 damage a hit, so he can do really well. Another command center going down. Ruff, be brave, be strong, man. I think Ruff feels like he knows that he has to not just win this fight because his opponent has such a big bank. He needs to crush this fight. Like, he can't just get in an equal back and forth punching match with this bully Protoss. He needs to literally embarrass the bully with as many witnesses as possible so he never screws with him again. He's looking for big EMPs, I think. Oh, is he? Is he? There's observers. Roomba is trying to track him. Roomba still doesn't have the Oracle for the Revelation. That is the most important tool of late-game Tempest armies. Oh, he's doing a nuke there, guys. He's trying to bait this army into the nuke, potentially. I don't think he's going to get it. He's got to fight. Ruff has to fight, guys. He's at 17 BCs. He's waiting for 3 more. That nuke will not land on anything. It's just going to land on the ground there. And that dirt not looking too happy. But, guys, Ruff has just lost a lot of his economy. I mean, even more and more, he's going all in on this army. Don't teleport on top of it. If you teleport on top of it, you give them a chance to just quickly recall. Right now, Roomba needs to be ready to recall the moment these battlecruisers engage. And if they teleport on you, you've got to quickly stack your units on top and just recall out. And then you can run across the map. And the best way, the way Protoss wins in that scenario, is you're also meant to anti-armor missile. Anti-armor missile. He's going to go for it, guys. The anti-armor missile means every battlecruiser attack, and they attack 8 times a second, is going to be +3 damage. It's literally a massive advantage. Almost plus 50% damage. And here we go. Yamato! Oh, no! Okay, the recall does save some of those units, dodges some of the Yamatos, but a lot of the Protoss army goes down, and he teleports on top of it! Chad Gamer, Ruff doesn't give a fuck about your cannons and your batteries. This is what Ruff thinks about your cannons and your batteries. This is what he thinks. He thinks, get the F out of here. You suck. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, teleporting on top of like 20 shield batteries and cannons to hunt the army down. And Ruff knows he needs to win with this. That's why he did it. I actually think Protoss should have stood their ground probably and fought over that. but maybe should have warped in Mass Stalker or some Archons or something to do splash damage there. But having lost the High Templar meant there weren't any Storms landing on these units. Storms actually not bad against Battlecruisers in these numbers. It's not going to be the big thing, but you're going to chip off 60, 80 life off all of them. That adds up to a lot when you're timesing it by 14, 15, 16, 17 Battlecruisers. So you see here, he's got High Templar. That's a big storm. That's a really big storm. A few more of those could absolutely change the battle, but he doesn't have the energy. He doesn't have the energy. Oh, and the High Templar goes too far. What are the Tempests doing? Get out of there, bro. The Tempest's poorly microed. You could tell he was like, why isn't Storm working? Why isn't Storm working? Trying to pull back through these endless layers of cannons and batteries. You can see they can kite pretty well, but you can't shoot that often. It's mostly running and then the occasional shot. And when you've got so few Tempests, they will actually catch up. And look, he runs into the edge of the map. And when he runs into the edge of the map, the Battlecruisers say, you can hide, but you can't run. Well, I guess you can't run and you can't hide, actually. That didn't make any sense. Ruff says, get fucked, Protoss player. Did you know you were up 80 supply? Ruff, dude. Look at that. He's landed at a command center there. The probes are angry. They say, these are our minerals. The drilly boys say, what did you say about me? My drills are my minerals. My drills are my business, you dirty robot aliens. The Battlecruiser's up there as well. Ruff has a very gruff voice for those who don't know. He also has a bit of a hatred of Protoss. Let's be real. A couple Stalkers going to come down. More going to warp in. I mean, having such a bank, such an advantage for so long. But look at the units lost, tab, dude. So 12 Battlecruisers died for 5 carriers, 28 Tempests, and already 26 cannons and 14 shield batteries have gone down as well. Oh, Roomba. Roomba did so many things right in this game, but we see what happens if you don't utilize your advantage and you let your opponent build a better maxed out army than you and take a much better fight than you, right? Coming in from behind, getting a lot of your mighties off, and then just teleporting on top. When that teleport came, I think if it was a little bit quicker, Roomba might have been able to escape it. And likewise, I always said you're meant to have a mothership out as well. So I'll explain to you guys the technical way you win this late game, right? And it's insane. So if you say recall to this side, your mothership is always on the other side. And you make sure you know which nexus you're recalling to. So what you do is you say, try to build like 50 cannons and batteries out in the middle of the map like here. He's going to try and base trade at this Roomba. So you build like 50 cannons and batteries out in the middle of the map, and then you can kind of hit the bases and hit the Tempests, and if they want to fight, they have to come through cannons and batteries, and you stutter step, and you pull back, and you move and shoot, and you move and shoot. And that's what was kind of wrong in the first fight, is Roomba didn't see the army coming, so he didn't even get to kill some of the Battlecruisers on the initiate, right? If you do it correctly, you see them coming, you tag those Battlecruisers, you have 1 or 2 oracles constantly tagging them. When you see them coming, you click one, pull back, click one, pull back. And then you're going to kill so many Battlecruisers just for them to get in range. And if they do get in range, stack, recall out. And if they teleport on your recall, you do it again. You stack and you recall to Mama. So say you recall to this side, he teleports on top, Mama's waiting on the other side, and you recall to her. And then you once again just go back and fight the Battlecruisers again. Because as long as you can engage them at your maximum range, pick off a Battlecruiser, pull back, pick off a Battlecruiser, it actually can be done. I've seen maybe 4 Protoss players ever pull this off perfectly. We don't see this scenario very often, but I've seen it a couple of times. I don't think in tournament matches. I think it was mostly ladder games. I think I was talking like Harstam about it a few years ago, and we were kind of talking about the theory of how you're supposed to beat Battlecruisers, and it's always about having cannon battery everywhere, so if the Battlecruisers really commit, they're kind of fighting buildings as well. It's about dropping your supply a little bit as needed. Definitely having High Templar peppered around, so whenever they're chasing you, you can drop those storms, like that one big storm, but just a couple of High Templar, like 3, 4, maximum 5 on the map. You want most of your supply in those Tempests. Oh, Ruff, you cheeky bugger. Ruff is, of course, winning with the BCs, but the Widow Mines! Oh, nice storms to take out the Widow Mines. How is his main base still alive, guys? I don't even know. Ruff might need to just float buildings away, but he's got so many, he's not really in danger of getting eliminated, is he? So even without any money, Protoss is like, okay, I've got a big gas bank. I'm going to make as many Archons and Zealots as I can. Problem with Archons, guys, 360 hit points. Yamato puts him down to 110 hit points. And Battlecruisers, dude, they are doing 11 damage a shot. Yeah, there's 3 shield upgrades. That's still 8 damage a shot. Look at how much damage they do. Now, of course, you don't want to stack the BCs. This is a really bad micro from Ruff. Really? No, Ruff. Run. Oh my god, you do not... Okay, so you want to stack them if there's no splash damage from the enemy. Like if it's pure Stalker, you stack them. A couple of Yamatos go down. I think one of those missed a Stalker because they blinked. You can dodge Yamato with blink, guys. And okay. He's going to come forward, the Archon Stalker, but look at that, dude. He's looking for the big Widow Mines. Ow! Ow! Oh, man. Ow, 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 ow. And there's no Star. There's one Psystorm in there. There'll be another one soon. Okay, 2 Psystorms now. Trying to make more Archons. Fight with the battery overcharge, and maybe you can do it, but look at the way the Battlecruisers are like, your Archons are never going to get underneath us. So even though stacking up is bad against Storm, it's bad if the Archons hit you. If you actually never let the Archons hit you, it don't matter. Look at that. The Archons can't get in range, and the Yamatos. The Yamatos! Oh, dude. This is such a painful way for Roomba to die. For those who don't know, Stalkers, Archon, Storm, this can deal with Battlecruisers in medium numbers, right? So the whole thing with doing Zealot, Archon, Immortal is you kind of ignore the Battlecruisers, try to overwhelm and damage their economy, and at some point when they're reeling and they're replacing tanks and Widow Mines and they have some Battlecruisers, number one, they might actually get forced to like dive with the Battlecruisers because you're killing so many of their workers, and if they commit their Battlecruisers with teleport, they can't teleport away, and Stalkers can actually kill them for once. And basically up to about 6 or 8 Battlecruisers, I find, even 10 Battlecruisers, Stalkers do just fine. It's just that Stalkers are so bad versus everything else Protoss, Terran has, like Widow Mines and tanks. So you don't want to get stuck on Stalkers. You want to kind of mess up the position, make the opponent come out into the open with the BCs, and then you build like a billion Stalkers, immediately trade them as if they're Corruptors with the BCs, and wait, this isn't over? Oh no, he's gonna win! He's actually losing all the BCs! I think Roomba might have it. Wait, no. Oh, he's just... Okay, Ruff's just clinched it. I thought that was completely over. I was talking like it was over, guys. Let's watch that last fight again. I love the nuke, by the way. That's so cool, man. But he does stop it, does kill the Ghost. But look at the Storm. Like, that's a huge Storm. The cannons do a lot. The batteries do a lot. Another big... These Storms stack up. Like I said, guys, like it's a small incremental thing, but just having a few High Templar when those BCs stack up, and then look at how much damage these Archons actually did. This was actually so close. Remember, guys, Roomba was up 80 supply. Next time I say, I think it's just over, I should probably immediately say, but Ruff is ridiculous, so maybe not. GG, well played. Insane comeback from Ruff. GG's.